on, guys? Victor here with a brand new video. Obviously, UFC is back in action this Saturday. Overeem versus Volkov. 14 fights in total for the whole entire card, which is a massive one. Usually we have 11 to 12 cards max on a card, but we're having 14, one shy of 15. So this is going to be a heavy duty card, mostly because the UFC has been off for a week, just because they did have 3 fights in 1 week in Abu Dhabi. They're back in America. One of the fights I'm going to be very interested in is going to be the very first fight on the main card. This should have been the co-main if you ask me. This is Diego Ferreira versus Beneil Dariush. This is a rematch from all the way back in 2014 where Beneil Dariush won it by split decision. Obviously, Diego Ferreira took the fight on short notice, so this is going to be a different fight because, yes, it was in 2014. We're in 2021, 7 years later. This one kind of has a little Conor McGregor, a little bit of a Dustin Poirier kind of vibe just because the first fight was so long ago. And Diego Ferreira is on a 6-fight winning streak. Beneil Dariush is on a 5-fight winning streak. Both these guys are on fire. And of course, their paths had to collide one last time in a very stacked UFC lightweight division. Obviously, Beneil Dariush's last loss was in 2018, and then Diego Ferreira's last loss was in 2015. Ferreira's last loss was against Dustin Poirier. That was the TKO loss. And then you've got Beneil Dariush on the other side. His last loss was in 2018 by KO against Alexander Hernandez, who was unranked at that time. So obviously, both men rose up from the ashes, and they're on some great win streaks. Obviously, Diego Ferreira's last fight was a W against one of the most known and well-known fighters in all of mixed martial arts right now, Anthony Pettis. Even though Anthony Pettis isn't with the UFC anymore, that was Diego Ferreira's last fight and his last win, which was by submission in the first round, or the second. It was the first or the second one. The fight was a little while ago, but other than that, it was a fantastic submission. And then you've got Beneil, whose last win was against Drakkar Klose, and he knocked him out. And then the fight before Drakkar Klose, I believe it was... it was Scott Holtzman. Scott Holtzman was his last fight. That was with a beautiful spinning reversed back elbow. It was a spinning reversed back fist, but I didn't really hit it with the back of his fist. I kind of hit it with the forehand, with this forearm, and most of the power was just generated right through that, but it just laid Scott Holtzman out. But no, Dariush's hands have been a lot better since his last loss in 2018. But yes, he knocked out Scott Holtzman. He knocked out Drakkar Klose. He submitted Frank Camacho. He submitted, He submitted Drew Dober. Obviously, these are all quality fighters, for crying out loud. And this guy's just been on a rage. 5 fights versus a 6-fight winning streak. Someone's winning streak has got to go. Someone has to put one more L on that record. I don't know who it's going to be, but it's going to be a very interesting matchup. Diego Ferreira has already predicted that it's going to be a brawl. He doesn't expect this to go to the mat at all. Both of these guys are Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belts. Obviously, Beneil Dariush being one of the best BJJ artists in mixed martial arts right now. The guy only got his black belt in 4 or 5 years, so obviously that's a testament to his skills on the ground. He's very, very dangerous. Diego Ferreira does have a lot of submission victories of his own, but he's known as a brawler. He likes to go in there and knock people out, so obviously, will this go to the ground at all? There's a possibility that it won't, but if it does, it's going to be in the favor of Beneil Dariush because he's going to take it there. But Beneil Dariush's hands have gotten so much better over the last couple of years that he's going to welcome the competition on the feet. And both men are most likely going to have a kickboxing match for the duration of their fight this Saturday. And who has the more power? I see the power is equal. If you ask me about the speed is definitely going to be in favor of Diego Ferreira. He's a little bit skinnier, and both of their heights, I believe it's about the same, but Diego Ferreira is definitely the faster individual. He can fly inside of that octagon. His speed is definitely unmatched with a couple other individuals in that lightweight division, but he is fast. He does get those strikes down fast as well. But just King's MMA over in Huntington Beach, California has done such a great job with Beneil Dariush. They've been able to evolve his hands. Rafael Cordero, one of the best coaches on all of mixed martial arts in the world. He's been able to work with Beneil Dariush. He's gotten his boxing up to the same level as his BJJ, and it's just been amazing to watch. And he's been just knocking guys out left and right. And I think, if you ask me, who's going to be rocked in this fight first, I think it's going to be Diego Ferreira, because he does like to get a little bit reckless during some of his fights. And he is part of another great MMA team as well, in Fortis MMA. And trust me, those coaches down there, they know how to box. They know how to get your striking up to the elite level. But just Beneil Dariush's striking is really crisp. He's calm. He's cool. He's collected. When he goes for the kill, he goes for it and he finishes off his opponents. Obviously, when he's hot and bothered like he was in the Scott Holtzman fight, he was getting poked in the eye a couple of times. He lost his cool. He got mad, and then he ended up knocking him out because of his motions kind of getting the best of him. But majority of the time, he's cool, calm as a cucumber. But then you got Diego Ferreira. He just wants to go in there and TKO you, KO you, finish you however it is, via submission, whatever. He goes in, he tries to get the kill. So obviously, the speed is going to go to Diego Ferreira. I believe the skill level in general is going to go to Beneil Dariush. The calmness of the whole entire nature will also go to Beneil Dariush. And when it comes to the BJJ, these guys are obviously both equal, in my opinion. And then with some other categories as well that I have in mind, there's power. I believe that both these individuals are equal as well, because they do possess a lot of power, and they both have knocked out plenty of individuals in their careers as well. Experience, both these guys pretty much have the same record. I forget what the record is. I believe Ferreira is 17-2, and then I believe Dariush is either 19-4 his records. I could be wrong. I did look it up on Sherdog.com, but I tend to forget things pretty fast. But to be honest, it's going to be a great fight. It's going to be action, and I believe there's going to be a finish. Both these guys have been finishing their opponents left and right, and they don't like to leave it to the judges, because as we all know, if you tend to leave it to the judges, your chances of being screwed over by them are more than 50%, if you ask me. So obviously, this is going to be a good fight. If you ask me who's going to win this fight, I believe my heart wants to go with Beneil Dariush, because he's a great guy. He represents MMA fantastically. But I'm going to have to give it to Diego Ferreira. I don't believe history is going to repeat itself twice. I believe that now that Diego Ferreira is going to have a full camp, 3 months, 4 camps, however long it has been. He's going to come in here more prepared. He's going to learn from his mistakes, and he's going to finish Beneil Dariush off. The last two guys to finish off Beneil Dariush was Alexander Hernandez, and then the guy before him was the great Edson Barbosa, one of the fastest and one of the most powerful guys that was in that lightweight division, but now he's back. Now he's down in featherweight, but Beneil Dariush got knocked out with the flying knee, and that was the end of it right there. It's just the unpredictedness of Edson Barbosa. But those are the two guys to knock out Beneil Dariush last, Alexander Hernandez and Edson Barbosa. And the last guy to knock out Diego Ferreira was Dustin Poirier. And Dustin Poirier is pretty darn close to becoming the undisputed UFC lightweight champion. So, going to be a great fight, ladies and gentlemen. But like I said, I'm going with Diego Ferreira. I believe he's going to get this done via knockout. And I believe it's probably going to be in the second round. Appreciate you guys watching the video. Hope you guys enjoyed the fights, especially this one. It's going to be the one that opened up the main card back in Las Vegas UFC Apex facility. Stay safe, guys. Stay blessed. And take care.